The phone call came on a Tuesday afternoon while I was helping my daughter, Emma, pick out decorations for her 8th birthday party. She'd been planning it for months, talking about it every single day. Pink and gold streamers. A unicorn cake. Her grandparents sitting in the seats of honor because she loved them so much. "We need to talk about next weekend," my father said without preamble when I answered. "Emma's birthday party? I'm so glad you called. She wants to show you her dress. She picked it out herself." I watched Emma hold the sparkly pink dress up against herself in the mirror, her face glowing with excitement. "That's actually what I'm calling about." My father's tone was clipped, businesslike. "Your mother and I won't be able to make it." I felt my stomach drop. "What do you mean you can't make it? It's her birthday. She's been talking about having you there for weeks." "We have other commitments that day," he said simply. "The Hendersons are hosting a charity gala at the club. It's black tie. Very exclusive. We already RSVP'd weeks ago." "Weeks ago?" I repeated slowly. "Emma's birthday has been on the calendar for 6 months." "Well, we forgot," my father said with a hint of irritation. "These things happen. She's young. She'll have plenty of other birthdays." Emma looked up at me, sensing something was wrong. Her smile faded slightly. "Dad, this is important to her. Can't you go to the gala another time?" "Don't be ridiculous," he scoffed. "The Hendersons are very influential people. Your mother and I can't just skip their event. Besides, we already bought new outfits. Your mother has a designer gown. I had a new tuxedo tailored." "You bought a new tuxedo for the Hendersons' party, but you can't come to your granddaughter's birthday?" My voice was rising despite my efforts to stay calm. "It's not the same thing," my father said defensively. "The club event is for adults. It's sophisticated. It's our social circle. Emma will be fine with her little friends and some cake." I closed my eyes, trying to process this. "She's 8 years old. She made special invitations for you. She drew pictures of the 3 of you together. We'll take her out for ice cream the following weekend," my father offered, as if this were a reasonable compromise. "We'll make it up to her. She doesn't want ice cream next weekend. She wants her grandparents at her birthday party this weekend." "Well, she can't always get what she wants," my father snapped. "That's a lesson she needs to learn. The world doesn't revolve around children's parties." Emma had put down her dress and was now standing very still, watching my face. He knew. Children always know when something is wrong. "Let me be very clear," I said slowly. "You're choosing a country club party with the Hendersons over your only grandchild's birthday." "Don't be dramatic," my father said. "We're not choosing anything. We simply have prior commitments. Important ones. You should understand that we have a social position to maintain." "A social position," I repeated flatly. "Yes. The club, the charity boards, our friends. These things matter. They're part of who we are. We can't just drop everything because a child wants us at a party." I looked at Emma, who was now sitting on her bed, her small hands folded in her lap, her earlier excitement completely deflated. She wasn't crying. She was just very, very still. That was worse somehow. "She made you drawings," I said quietly into the phone. "She made you special place cards for the table. She told everyone at school that her grandparents were coming. And we're very sorry we can't make it," my father said, though his tone suggested he wasn't sorry at all. "But life is full of disappointments. She'll survive." Something inside me shifted. I thought about all the phone calls over the years. All the financial conversations we'd had. All the things my parents never knew I knew. "The Hendersons' party at the country club," I said carefully. "That's the Riverside Country Club, right?" "Of course. Where else?" My father sounded puzzled by the question. "And you're wearing the new tuxedo you just had tailored? The one from that Italian designer downtown?" "Yes. What does that have to do with anything?" "And Mom's new gown, the one from the boutique on 5th Avenue? Your mother deserves nice things," my father said defensively. "We've worked hard all our lives." I opened my banking app on my phone. My finger hovered over several automatic payment settings. Payments that had been running for 7 years. Payments my parents had never questioned. Payments they'd simply accepted as their due. "Dad, I have a question," I said calmly. "How exactly are you paying for all of this? The country club membership? The designer clothes? The charity galas? What kind of question is that?" My father's voice took on a sharp edge. That's none of your business. Actually, it is my business, I replied. Because I'm the one paying for it. Silence on the other end of the line. What are you talking about? My father finally said. The country club membership, $4,800 a month. I pay it. The mortgage on your house, $3,200 a month. I pay it. Your car payments. Both of them. I pay those too. Your credit cards, your insurance, your property taxes. Shall I continue? That's ridiculous, my father sputtered. We have retirement savings. We have investments. You had retirement savings, I corrected. You depleted them 12 years ago when Dad's business failed. You never rebuilt them. For the past 7 years I've been covering your lifestyle. Every single expense. I set up the payments to come from an account that didn't have my name visible to you. You just assumed you had money. Emma was watching me now with wide eyes. I shouldn't have been having this conversation in front of her, but I couldn't seem to stop. You're lying, my father said, but his voice had lost its certainty. I'm not. Check your bank account right now. Look at where the deposits come from. Look at who pays your club membership. Call the club if you don't believe me. Ask them whose credit card is on file. I heard muffled voices. My father must have pulled the phone away to talk to my mother. When he came back, his tone had changed completely. Even if that were true, he said carefully, it doesn't change the fact that we have commitments. We can't just cancel on the Hendersons. Can't? Or won't? Both? He said, some of his earlier arrogance returning. We're not going to embarrass ourselves by canceling at the last minute. And frankly, your daughter needs to learn that she's not the center of the universe. My daughter, I said quietly, is 8 years old. She's kind, loving, and she thinks the world of you. She saves her drawings to show you. She practices piano because she wants to play for you. She talks about you constantly. And you're telling me that your social status with the Hendersons is more important than showing up for her. It's not about importance, my father argued. It's about obligations. Responsibilities to our community. Like the country club events you can't afford without my money? I asked calmly. He froze. I could hear it in the sudden silence, in the sharp intake of breath. The reality had finally hit him. What are you saying? His voice was barely a whisper. I'm saying that every single thing you do at that country club I pay for. Every event, every dinner, every round of golf. The Hendersons gala. The ticket price? I'm paying for that too. The designer tuxedo? My credit card. Mom's gown? Same card. Even the valet parking at the club. All of it comes from me. Now wait just a minute, my father started, his voice rising. No, you wait, I interrupted, my own voice perfectly calm. You're choosing the Hendersons over Emma. You're choosing people who only know you because you show up at expensive events wearing expensive clothes and pretending you're wealthy. None of them would give you the time of day if they knew the truth. The truth. My father sounded panicked now. That you're broke. That you've been broke for years. That your daughter has been subsidizing your entire lifestyle because she didn't want you to feel ashamed or lose face with your friends. I heard my mother's voice in the background. Please, she was saying. Please don't do this. But truth hurts and sometimes it needs to be said. Here's what's going to happen, I continued, my voice still eerily calm. You have a choice. You can come to Emma's birthday party next Saturday at 2 o'clock, or you can go to the Hendersons gala. But if you choose the gala, I'm canceling every single automatic payment I have set up. Your club membership will be terminated. Your credit cards will be declined. Your lifestyle ends. You can't do that, my father said, but there was no conviction in his voice. I absolutely can. It's my money. It's always been my money. I've been giving it to you out of love and respect. But if you can't show that same love and respect to your granddaughter, then I see no reason to continue. You're being manipulative, my father accused. I'm being clear, I corrected. I'm not asking you to choose between your social life and your family. I'm telling you that your social life only exists because of your family. Because of me. And if you can't prioritize an 8-year-old child's birthday party over cocktails with the Hendersons, then you don't deserve either. Emma had moved closer to me now. She reached up and took my hand. Her small fingers were cold. Let me talk to your mother, my father said, his voice tight. Put her on speaker, I replied. A moment later my mother's voice came through, trembling. Honey, please. Don't do this. Your father didn't mean it the way it sounded. Didn't he? We can work this out, she pleaded. We can find a compromise. The compromise is simple, Mom. Show up for Emma's birthday. That's it. That's all I'm asking. Choose your granddaughter over a party with people who wouldn't care if you disappeared tomorrow. It's not that simple, my mother said weakly. It absolutely is that simple. You're making it complicated because you're embarrassed to cancel on the Hendersons. You're more worried about what they'll think than what Emma will feel. That's not fair, my mother protested. What's not fair is breaking an 8-year-old's heart because you're too proud to skip a party, I said. What's not fair is making her feel like she doesn't matter. What's not fair is teaching her that social status is more important than family. I could hear my father and mother talking in hushed, urgent voices. Finally, my father came back on the line. Fine, he said bitterly. We'll come to the party. Are you happy now? This isn't about me being happy, I said. This is about Emma knowing she's loved. And frankly, after this conversation, I'm not sure your presence is worth it anymore. What's that supposed to mean? It means you should come because you want to, not because I threatened to cut off your money. If you show up to that party with resentment in your hearts, Emma will feel it. Children always do. We'll be there, my mother said quickly. We'll be there and we'll be happy to be there. I promise. I hope so, I said. Because if you make her feel bad in any way, if you make comments about how you had to miss the Hendersons' party, if you show any sign that you'd rather be somewhere else, then that will be the last time you see either of us. You can't mean that, my father said. Try me. I ended the call and looked down at Emma. She was staring up at me with those big, serious eyes. Are Grandma and Grandpa coming to my party? She asked quietly. Yes, baby. They're coming. Did you have to make them come? I knelt down so I was at her level. Sometimes grown-ups forget what's really important. Sometimes they need to be reminded. Are they mad at you? Maybe a little, I admitted. But that's okay. I'm not sorry for standing up for you. She wrapped her arms around my neck and hugged me tightly. Thank you, Mommy. Always, sweetheart. Always. The party the following Saturday was tense. My parents arrived on time, dressed appropriately but not extravagantly. They brought gifts and smiled for photos, but there was a coldness in my father's eyes that hadn't been there before. A resentment that simmered just below the surface. Emma didn't seem to notice. She was so happy to have them there, showing them her cake, introducing them to her friends, pulling them over to play games. She glowed with joy all afternoon. As they were leaving, my father pulled me aside. We need to talk about the financial situation, he said stiffly. What about it? We can't continue like this with you holding money over our heads. I'm not holding anything over your head, I replied. I'm simply not going to fund a lifestyle that you value more than your own grandchild. We came to the party, didn't we? You did. This time. What about next time? What about her school plays, her piano recitals, her graduation someday? Are you going to show up for those, or will you always need to be threatened first? My father didn't answer. Here's the thing, Dad. I love you. I've been helping you for years because I love you and I didn't want you to struggle. But love is supposed to go both ways. If you can't show up for the people who love you, then what's the point? It's not that simple, he muttered. Yes, I said firmly. It really is. They left shortly after, and I never heard whether they tried to explain their absence to the Hendersons or what excuse they gave. I didn't care. What mattered was that Emma had her grandparents at her party. What mattered was that she felt loved and valued. The automatic payments continued. I didn't cancel them. But the relationship had changed. My parents knew now that their lifestyle was a gift, not a right, and they knew that gift came with expectations. Some truths hurt, but sometimes they're necessary. And sometimes choosing your child means choosing to hurt the people who should have known better all along. Emma never knew the full extent of what happened that day. She just knew her grandparents came to her party. She just knew she mattered. And that was enough.